Why is work-life balance a burden for working moms while fathers are rarely held to the same standard? We are going to talk today about the relationship with our emotion of stress, how you perceive stress, and how you handle pressure. And we're going to dive into the upside of stress, stress recovery, and this resilient mindset that has been transformative for my working mom life. Living with chronic stress has a lot of unfortunate negative consequences. It affects you in many, many ways. So I'll just share some of them. Our physical health. It affects our heart health. It weakens our immune system. It changes our eating habits. We can have physical muscle pain, and it disrupts sleep. None of us want any of that. On the mental health side, having chronic unchecked stress and this negative association with stress causes anxiety and depression. It also can cause cognitive decline, and we will have unhealthy coping mechanisms like doing too much online shopping or spending too much time like Netflix and chill. And I'm not against either of those, but with anything, too much is not good for us, right? For our relationships, when we have chronic unchecked stress, we'll have emotional outbursts. I definitely relate to this one. When it's like too much, you just lose it because your body and your mind are so full as a working mom. We may have social withdrawal, decreased intimacy with our partners. And in our career, we can go into burnout, lower productivity, lower creativity, and so on. It really matters. And also, our children feel and experience all of our emotions. We are the leaders of our homes. We are leaders at work and in our community, and we have mirror neurons. So emotions travel virtually and in person. I want you to know that your level of stress is not only your responsibility. As working moms, we take on a lot and we believe that we are responsible for everything. But as a working human being and as someone who's caring for other human beings, the level of stress you have is also the responsibility of your organization. If you work within a company, it's also the responsibility of your boss and the people you work with. And if you're in a relationship, that partnership also, that person can also add or relieve stress, right? So I don't want you to feel that this is all up to you. And if you are very aware that your organization and your leader is contributing a lot of stress to you, that is something that you must talk about. And if you need support, let me know in terms of the how, but it's not all up to you. Today, we're going to talk about what you have agency over, right? What you can control to support yourself and to help you thrive. So sons of working moms tend to spend more time on caregiving and household chores when they grow up, and they promote more gender equality in the home as adults, which is awesome. Daughters of working moms are more likely to be employed, earn higher wages, and hold leadership positions. So I became a leader at a very young age, at 26 years old, and led people for 14 years. I have studied and gotten multiple certifications in applied neuroscience, positive psychology, coaching. I went over to Denmark to get certified as a chief happiness officer for happiness at work. And I've also been on a transformational healing journey where I have become a more calmer, peaceful, accepting, regulated mom because I wasn't able to be that way with my daughter as she was having lots of panic attacks and lots of challenges, and I was getting massively triggered. So in addition to knowing a lot about the science of happiness, I also know a lot about the science of healing. And I have transformed myself from being a very critical, full of guilt working mom to someone who is full of self-love, self-compassion, self-forgiveness, and feeling really, really worthy. And I want this for you as well. So here's some of the payoffs if you apply what I teach you today. You are going to live longer. You're going to be happier. You're going to be healthier. Your immune system's going to be stronger. You will feel more joy and optimism, more hope. You will be more connected to yourself and the people you care about. You'll have higher levels of gratitude, and you'll be more successful at work, more creative and innovative. innovative, be able to get more accolades, promotions, etc. Everything that you do with your mind affects your body. Everything you do with your body affects your mind. One challenge that a lot of working moms have is only seeing stress as negative. So I told you about my awesome race car driver mom, right? Who had pretty high levels of stress my whole childhood. She's doing fantastic right now, by the way. I talked to her yesterday and she's in Mexico with her boyfriend. It was middle of the afternoon and they were like having a margarita and dancing. They live in Mexico for 5 months of the year. So she does not have any stress right now. She's 75 years old, doing fantastic. But when I was in a really high pressure job, right? Director of sales and marketing, or even being an entrepreneur, my mom would always tell me that she'd always be worried about how much stress I had. And she would always say, Tia, all this stress is going to kill you. All this stress is going to give you cancer. I was like, thanks, mom. That's really, really helpful. Like, thank you so much for that little, boost. No, but I always thought that it was negative. There's an upside to stress and your mindset really matters. So what stress researchers have proven, neuroscientists as well, is that when you or I view stress every time we have it, and especially when we have chronic stress, when we view it as it's bad, it's negative, it's going to give me cancer, it's going to kill me, right? Thanks, mom. That it affects us even more physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, our relationships, etc. That the way that we perceive this emotion is really, really vital. And there are people who consciously choose to see stress as something that is stretching them, as something that's challenging them, as something that's making them become stronger and wiser. And they see it as this natural part of the human experience, and that it's not negative. This emotion is not bad. It's painful sometimes. It's unpleasant, but it's not this big negative thing. And that is what I want you to know, is that you can perceive it as an emotion that's telling you something, that is giving you signals, but you can actually learn from it and get stronger. All right. So mindset really, really matters. And if you choose to have this mindset about stress, you will actually live longer, according to the recent studies. So I have a membership for working moms, and it's going to open again at the end of April in about 2 months. But when we think about stress and our happiness, we're really starting at this commitment level of choosing to invest in our happiness and choosing to invest in our well-being. And in this membership, I partner with working moms and we go through all of these different levels. And this is the Chaos to Calm Success Plan. And I invite you to take your mindset to a higher level of optimism and positivity, and reframe stress from negative to it's painful, but also there's this upside. There are benefits to stress as long as we keep recovering. And we've talked about a lot of the science and the research, strategies and tools. And I invite you to take just your overall well-being to the next level. And so for everyone who stayed to the end, connect with me on LinkedIn, follow me on Instagram. Please join my Calm Working Moms Facebook group. And if you are interested in potentially joining the Calm Working Moms Collective later at the end of this month, join the wait list. These members, we meet every other week. There are different topics. They connect and grow and support each other, and they learn as much from each other as they do from me. And there's this whole portal with resources and talks and tools and this just incredible culture of high achieving working moms that are choosing to go from chaos to calm, from stressed and chaotic to happy and well, and being more successful at work, marriage, parenting, self-care, all of it. You are incredible. You are setting an amazing example for your children. You are contributing to society, and you care so much. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here.